叫吕海英，我来这里快27年了。在我店里最受欢迎的一道菜叫鱼香牛肉。I
have been in South Africa for 27 years. The pork, crispy beef, from our restaurant is the most popular cuisine among the local people. And they are very into this cuisine. My name is Xu Liguang. I have been in South Africa for 25 years. And I am the principal investigator of a project funded by the Ministry of Science and Technology, and I'm contributing to the Belt and Road Initiative. And I believe this effort will bring more benefit to the local people. Hello, China. Hello, China. Dear online viewers, good day. My name is Gu Xuejia from CCTV, and my name is Wang Xin from CRI, and I am Xing Sijia from CNR. We all belong to the China Media Group. We are now in Johannesburg, the largest city in South Africa. And now it's winter time, but we have enjoyed great sunshine. Right now we are in the downtown area of Johannesburg. On the screen you can see a lot of satellite broadcast vehicles. Which have broadcasted a series of international events. And today we are outside. We were going to take a visit to the Sandton Convention Center. Now we'd like to introduce ourselves again. We are from CCTV, CNR and CRI to take you on a visit to the local convention center for the BRICS Summit. This morning, a line of satellite vehicles passed, and we have seen a lot of international medias. Many famous a number of famous ones from Brazil, from Russia. Because the summit is going to be held tomorrow, the opening ceremony. So today when we walked along this road, we have seen a lot of media friend, security people in uniform, the cops. So very tight security service. Yesterday we visited this place already. For security purpose, they have protected this area. You need to have one badge in order to get into the convention center, we need to get registered and re-identified before we get the certificate. It is my first time to visit South Africa. I think the weather is really nice. Although it's winter, but I feel so warm. It may be different experience if you work inside a room. It may be quite cool, freezy. And some people are starting to get cold or even having a fever. Actually, it's supposed to be the coldest season of South Africa. Now let's take a look inside the convention center. You know, these vehicles are for broadcast purpose. They are quite close to the convention center. So the 5 leaders from the 5 BRICS countries and leaders from 7 other countries and 3 more from Latin African countries, altogether 15 leaders, will join the summit. They will exchange ideas on the development of the BRICS mechanism. And South Africa it is not the first time for it to host the BRICS Summit. It has hosted one summit in 2013. So this year is the second time for South Africa to play as the chairman. So it is one of the most experienced countries to host the summit. And today we will try to bring you on a visit inside the convention center, the media center. So please follow us. You can see the signal, the unloading and the lifts, which means you can unload the stuff here. And we have different layers of parking lots. That means we have enough space for parking. Well, I have spent a long time in Africa as a correspondent. Actually, this is my 5th year in Africa. I have visited around 30 countries, and they impressed me in such a way that they are performing very well in economy and culture and politics. And why are they so good? And why is South Africa named as the country of rainbow? Could you please explain? Well, South Africa has 11 different languages, and it has a very peculiar and diverse cultural environment, and also has very peculiar geographical environment. So it means this country is very diversified, hence the name of the rainbow country. And this year we are celebrating the 100-year birthday of Mandela. And there are quite a number of cultural celebrations in the country of rainbow. On the 18th of July this year, this will be the 100th birthday of Nelson Mandela. So on the logo of the summit, you can see the figure of Nelson Mandela. So he is the hero of South Africa, and which is respected by the whole world. And you can also find 5 flags of the BRICS member countries. According to the conventional order, South Africa should be placed on the last place. But as it is the host for this year, so it is on the first. And then Brazil and Russia, India and China. And I have read a brochure about this summit before I came here. And they explained about the logo. You know, that Nelson Mandela was put on the logo. And also, we can find a logo of the sun. It's also like the arc of a building. And also, you can see some rays of the sunshine. The 5 colors represent the different member states and their common aspiration for brighter prospect of the BRICS countries. And there are 5 triangles in this logo. Because there is a nationality or tribe, and which is name is End in South Africa, they use different colors to represent their common status and also to show their different style and a tolerance for their diversity. You know, the 5 rays represent 5 fingers of the leaders of 5 different member states, which means they are in a shared their community of a shared future, and the leaders are willing to exchange ideas and identify the common solution for future development. So inclusiveness is the theme for this summit. And the theme for this year is to achieve inclusive growth in the 4th Industrial Revolution. And this year we focus on the BRICS countries in Africa, which strengthens the need to enhance cooperation with African countries. We have seen that President Xi Jinping visited Senegal, Rwanda, and there are also other African countries, Namibia from Africa. And these African countries will also put up their different voices in the summit. You know, this place is not open yet, so it's quite vacant, but tomorrow it will be packed with delegates. So we will have the China Media Group correspondent team to cover the summit in Chinese and also English by the CGT and friends, and also the new media colleagues. We will try to cover the summit through different approaches and different angles. So, Sijia, could you share with us what kind of feature in your coverage? Well, CNR is trying to cope with the new development tide, try to cope with the new world. So my colleagues are trying to have close cooperation with our brother institutions and try to break the boundaries of in our cooperation. For example, this morning we have some news sessions which covers the diplomatic moments of President Xi Jinping. The program told stories about President Xi's diplomatic events and presence. And also we invited experts to share their ideas on relevant events. So if you are on your way to the office, you can hear details and also the explanation from the experts on these events. We also have a hotline for the ambassadors. We invited a number of ambassadors in foreign countries to share their ideas with the audience. We also invested experts on international issues to talk about the international events. So we do all this to provide as much as information to our audience. We also have a special session on the business and trade forum. You know, a lot of CEOs will gather during the BRICS Summit. So in the new media, you will also be able to watch some videos and listen to different opinions from the experts. So dear online viewers, you will have the chance to watch the coverage about the BRICS Summit in words, in reports, and in videos. We'll try to provide you with the best report. And today we have found some VIP, Mr. Hou Feng, a correspondent from China Media Group. So are you here for the coverage of the BRICS Summit? Dear friends, I believe you must be familiar with this face on TV. He is from CCTV News. So here at this convention center, you will be able to watch and hear different promotional videos of the BRICS countries. And just now we heard a speech from the President Cyril Ramaphosa of South Africa. So at 8 o'clock today, we will have a special program on this event at our news program called Oriental Space. You know, President Xi Jinping is visiting this country. Tomorrow afternoon, he will attend the summit forum. You know, what do you think the Chinese audience wish to see from this forum? I think the cooperation among different countries have been a topic of concern to the audience, but people may be more interested in visiting this country as a tourist and on the business. You know, BRICS countries can be a combination of different countries like emerging market and developing countries, plus 10 African countries. So the bigger the market is, the more products Chinese consumers is able to purchase, and they will have a better sense of achievement. So yesterday we had a briefing for the BRICS foreign ministers, and we received a question in the briefing. Someone asked whether other African countries can attend the BRICS Summit. So the BRICS foreign minister said the BRICS Summit is for the BRICS members, but we are willing to invite other countries in our cooperation, in our mechanism. The BRICS mechanism is about putting cooperation into actions to share information. And we have instituted a new development bank. Why do we set up such a bank? Because we have an open financial system. We invite other interested countries to join in such a financial system. And I noticed the logo for the BRICS Summit this year had a figure of Nelson Mandela. Why is that? because there is a widespread respect for Nelson Mandela in South Africa. And the celebration of Nelson Mandela's 100th birthday has become a national festival. And many people, including the kindergarten teachers, have worked together with the children to celebrate the birthday of Nelson Mandela, to pay tribute to Mandela in front of his statue. So I believe this demonstrates the spirit of inclusiveness. So it is a birthday celebration for Nelson Mandela, but it is more about connecting the bond. So when I covered the celebration, I thought I met many children who were willing to take selfies in front of the statue. So I believe there is more potential in the people-to-people exchanges between China and South Africa. Although it's winter season, we are in thick coats. But I have this strong feeling that sunshine is everywhere. It's quite dry, and this place has a high altitude. And some of us may feel uncomfortable when you are newly arrived. But when the sunshine reaches your skin, you find it so warm. So cooperation, win-win cooperation is really important. So our values, products are we all have common ground in all these values and products. So such an event is a concrete step to help us build the community of shared future for mankind. So if you identify our relations as partnership, I'd rather use the word brotherhood. We also have a multi-party communication for this summit to strengthen, to erase the misunderstanding between China and the South Africa and African countries. You know, the first impression people get about visiting Africa for the first time is that they might get robbed. But if you have done enough homework and you are really cautious, you can protect yourself. You can take some measures to protect yourself. For example, do not spend cash in an open environment. You must be highly alerted. You know, poverty is the common enemy of all humanity. So how to protect yourself? I believe the answer lies in development, common development. We'd like the people of the whole world to see the outcomes of the BRICS countries' cooperation. People used to say BRICS mechanism is only a stream of international order, but now it has become more and more popular. It is not a zero-sum game. So we are becoming more popular, and we are contributing to more than 50% of the global growth. And this is my strong feeling about the BRICS mechanism. I have seen many shop owners and entrepreneurs and the security people. They have a strong interest in the culture of China. I've met someone who is so interested in the Chinese traditional medicine. She even said she wanted to visit China for studying TCM. And we are talking about making TCM legally operated in the local region. For example, you may get reimbursed for taking TCM therapies. So we are trying to work on that. And there is a lot more potential in this area. So last year, did you cover the summit? I went to the Xiamen BRICS Summit. I spent over 10 days during the session. We had emerging markets and developing countries. That is really a case, a great example of South-South cooperation. So the Xiamen Summit is a great example for this Johannesburg Summit. Well, thank you. I believe you are going to have a lot more to do about this summit. So this is the first important multilateral event coverage since the China Media Group was established. I am so honored to be part of it. Well, thank you, Mr. Ho. This morning when I visited this venue, I happened to hear Mr. Ho reciting a poem, reciting a Chinese poem. To express his feeling about this place. He said it was quite dry and it has a high altitude, but he's okay with it. Now here we can see different countries are working together. We also see different media groups working with each other. So that's quite an example of international cooperation for the media, among the media groups of different countries. So do you have any interesting stories during your visit to South Africa? Well, actually, we have made a specific plan, detailed plans for President Xi's visit to South Africa. We have reported these plans to President Xi. And we try to cover the summit in 65 languages. Of course, we will have some local coverage. We visited Durban, Confucius Institute. And that is a place where President Xi visited and witnessed a signing ceremony after he became the Chinese president. Well, the Confucius Institute in Durban started with only 20 or 30 students. But now the number of students have grown. So how about the situation in sub-Saharan region? You know, China is keen in promoting China-BRICS cooperation. We have opened the Chinese lessons in the Confucius Institutes in Africa. Could you give us more details? We have 4 institutes, Confucius Institutes in Kenya. We have designed Chinese lessons even in private schools. If you visit these schools, you can see people greeting each other in Chinese. And many presidents of the schools vow to put the Chinese as a part of their curriculum. I know some African friends who are able to speak Chinese very well. For example, they know the nickname of President Xi and the First Lady Peng. So here at the Convention Center, we can find a lot of surprising details about the summit. This is the media session. The media may invite leaders and VIPs from different countries for an interview. Well, this lady is one of my colleagues in Africa. We will try to provide the latest reports about the summit. Her name is Sun Lan of CGTN in Africa.
Work on a show called Talk Africa, yeah? Right, so it's like a 30 minutes high-level weekly interview program. Yes, yes.
我的同事刚刚介绍，就是这是我们非洲分台英文节目的一个制作采访区，然后呢，它是。
Well, Ms. Sun Lan is our colleague and correspondent of CGTN in Africa. They are on a program of Talk About Africa. And this colleague is from Ethiopia. He's also our CGTN colleague in Africa. So CGTN is very internationalized. So in their 30-minute program, they will invite statesmen and the VIPs in the dialogue. Is it a dialogue between China with Africa or with the world? Well, we will invite the African experts to talk with us about China's cooperation with Africa and the world, and also they will talk about different problems. So any VIPs coming? Well, the theme for this year's summit is about to promote the cooperation between China and South African BRICS countries. So we will try to identify the role of China in promoting China-BRICS cooperation, and we will try our best to give you the best report. Now let's walk further. The correspondents here are responsible for collecting the information and sending reports, but they also have the right to take rests. This is the rest room for the correspondents. A very local style tea. South Africa is home to different styles of tea. If you visit Africa, you will have the chance to buy different kinds of tea. Maybe there is a brand the name is Rainbow Tea, but I'm not sure. Let's check the local cuisine. Any specialty? So there are various kinds of cuisine in this country of rainbow. Every Africa country has their own feature. And South Africa is quite highly developed and has a style more similar to the Western countries. They have a local food called the pub, made of white corn powder. I took a bite once, but I don't find it so yummy, unfortunately. So you eat this kind of food with your fingers? Yes, exactly. But we don't recommend you to eat it so often. Actually, South African people are quite particular about what they eat. They have some vegetables, very good vegetables, pure and very natural and green vegetables. So if you have a chance to visit South Africa, you'd better take the chance to take this kind of food and vegetables. We see a number of screens hanging on the wall of this convention center. So the hosts are making the very final preparatory work for the summit, because we will receive the heads of state from a number of countries. So tomorrow we'll have the economic forum at the Sandton Convention Center. You will be able to watch the live stream of the forum tomorrow. Now things are going very well. They are preparing the table. On the screen, there is some reports about the BRICS countries, about South Africa. They are showing some photos of the president, Cyril Ramaphosa of South Africa. Well, that is a real-time broadcast. This picture is sent on Twitter between President Xi and President Ramaphosa. Well, South Africa is home to a number of different nationalities and ethnic groups, and different languages. So we are interested in how different it would be between different languages.
We want to introduce the variety of the languages in South Africa. So is it, may I ask which
language do I
Yes.
speak?
Yes.
I speak Sesotho. Actually, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you speak other
Languages. I speak Sotho, I speak Setswana, I speak Sepedi.
Okay.
I'm not very much fluent in Sexhosa and Zulu, so those
大家
are
听到没？有一个很奇怪的发音放在里面了。
yes. So those are the languages I speak because my family has a variety of languages that they speak. Yeah.
这位小姐姐呢是当地的一个媒体记者，她刚刚跟我们说哈，她应该是母语水平的，会的语言应该。
Oh, this pretty girl is from South Africa, and she can speak at least 4 native languages. Actually 5, including English. So she's really a genius of language.
介绍一下，就是同一句话的用不同语言的当地语言表达会是什么样子，让我们听一下，就是南非。
So we'd like to invite her to speak
So we would like you to
different languages about the same meaning.
in different language, but yeah, you can say welcome to South Africa in different languages. Is that okay? Yes. We want to show the Chinese audience how different these languages can be.
actually Sotho and Tswana are quite similar, right?
说当地有一个叫 Sotho 跟 Tswana 的这两个语言呢，发音可能有点相近。接
Yes.
下来他要告诉我们怎么用Sotho
And
and
Setswana, yeah.
来说欢迎来到南非。
Okay, so
welcome to South Africa.
Ra le amohela mo South Africa. That's in Sotho.
Sotho.
Yes.
第一种语言。
Yes, and then le amogerile. That's it's similar to Tswana as well. So it's kind of like the same thing. Le amogeile. Yes. Yeah, in South Africa, yeah.
It's like very subtle difference.
Yes, there's a when we say for instance I can't think of a word now, but the difference is H and G.
H and G.
Yes. So
语言之间是 H 跟 G 的发音会稍微
yeah.
不一样，而且那个语调也会有一些不一样。Intonation also differ from each other.
Yes, yes. They're not very much different. They're very similar. So it's just those little words. That's why I'm saying I'm very fluent in those three language, which is Sotho, Tswana, and Pedi. Yeah, they can be very similar, but they have their differences, of course. Yeah.
So maybe I didn't pick the typical sentence to show the differences of these three languages.
Of these three languages.
You can give us different examples. So we can have a taste.
Can't think of anything. Okay, so for instance, when I say my name is Palesa,
他说他介绍自己的名字
yes,
叫 Balesa，
in Sotho I would say libitso laka ke Palesa
这是第一种语言自我介绍的
in
时候。
Sotho, and then in Tswana liina lami ke Palesa, liina lami ke Palesa, and then in Sotho libitso laka ke Palesa,
And the second one
liina laka ke Palesa.
and the third one.
The third one, wow, I'm not really sure how. I don't know what's name and I'm
We
not
heard
sure.
earlier you mixed sound with the click of the tongues. I think that's a very signature.
Is it closer?
Yes.
Or I don't know. Is it closer? I don't speak closer because I'm Sotho, so it's another language. isiXhosa is another language. Apparently it's quite similar to isiZulu. I remember you mentioning that as well. It's very similar to isiZulu. So I'm not fluent. I don't know those languages quite fluently. But I think when you say...
Can we say something in Zulu? Involves a lot of clicking sounds? 我想让他说一个就是有特别
Because
当地特色的
I'm not
一个
fluent in isiZulu, so I don't know. I can only say like a few words, but I'm not that much fluent.
Maybe we should find someone
Someone
else.
else, definitely. You will definitely find someone else that will do the clicks for you. I don't want to get anything wrong, so at least if you find someone that's fluent, then it will be helpful for you. Yeah.
对，祖鲁语的。
祖鲁语的。但是小姐姐已经很厉害了。Thank you so much. How do you say thank you in
my language?
Yes.
Ke a leboha. That's in Sotho, and then ke a leboga. That's in Tswana.
Okay, so let's go with Tswana.
Ke a leboga.
王鑫试一下。
Gariboha. Gariboha.
Yes.
Gariboha. Oh, it's very good.
Galiboha.
Yes.
Did you learn that language because when you are were married little girl? You need you just learn a lot of this one. Do you think it's very difficult or easy?
I think if you surround yourself with people that speak the language, then it will make it easier for you to understand it, because the people that you surround yourself with, if they speak that language, it will make it easier for you to adapt to the language, you understand? So if you surround yourself with people that speak a certain language, then you can just always, what does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? And then they will always explain to you what it means. So I think it's a matter of surrounding yourself with the people that speak that language fluently. Yeah.
所以这个小姐的故事告诉我们，语言环境很重要。对 ，Thank you.
So the pretty lady just told us the surroundings is very important for one to pick up a language.
接下来的几天，我们也会 还会遇到更多像那个小姐姐一样很有意思的来自不同国家、不同民族的人。希望能够通过
Well, in the upcoming days, we will meet more local people just like this pretty lady. So, and if chance permits, we will try to bring you more stories. And this time, we make some innovation in the way of broadcasting. We have 3 journalists at a time to give you the report. So stay tuned up with us on this BRICS Summit. Okay, let's fight. I remember the local way of saying thanks is dankie. So thank you all.